Job security? Let's get real. That expired years ago. And if you haven't been in a search for a while, you will, by choice or when choice runs out. Most executives I talk to stay way too long. They see the signs and then they rationalize them away. But the real trap isn't the job or the transition. It's this faulty belief that what comes next has to be worse. So screw that. I built this show for you and for other executives who want more but aren't sure how to get there. Let's start with this. You already know that the old rules don't work. The resume, just a piece of paper, and the recycled advice, more noise. This is Career Blast and a Half for executives over 40 who want smarter moves, faster wins, and zero wasted motion. I'm Lauren Greif, and I've spent my career helping leaders like you land where they belong, on purpose, with power, more earnings, and without apology. So let's go. Okay, I want you to raise your hand if you've seen the show Hamilton. I mean, I've seen it 3 times, so raise your hand. Okay, thank you, Cecilia. Okay.
I'm raising.
Okay, so one of my favorite songs in the show is, The Room Where It Happens. And that's what we're going to talk about today. And thank you, Cecilia, for giving us this title. That's how collaboration works around here. And if you don't know Cecilia, she also goes by Cece. Cecilia is a fierce advocate in the healthcare world. And she's going to give you a little backstory. But the reason why Cece's here is because Cece has been an amazing group client. And she has seen what it's like to be in the room where it happens. And I'm just going to throw this out there. I don't have any specific data or polls, but oftentimes when I talk to some folks, maybe they're in C-suite or executive level, and I say, yeah, we have this group coaching program. They're kind of like, no. I don't really want to be part of a group. They think that it's weird. They also think that they absolutely need to only be working one-on-one, that for some reason, being a part of a group might not be where the cool kids are. And so, Cece, could you just give us a little background of who you are today, what you do, but most importantly, what you're about in terms of your mission?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Lauren, for having me on. I'm so excited to be here on this podcast. And I've heard many of your podcasts. So who I am, I'm a nurse. And the reason I became a nurse is as early as first grade, my parents would take me out of school so I could translate for my grandmother at doctor's appointments. And that's what really led me to want to be a bridge in healthcare. So I became a nurse. Fast forward, I got an MBA. Fast forward, I've been in healthcare leadership roles for over 20 years at large health systems, at federally qualified health centers. And I've been through all the roles, right? From nurse to manager to director to vice president to COO to CEO. So through all of that, and really what my passion is patient experience, patient care, delivering the best quality, because all humans, it's a human right to have amazing healthcare. And so that is the values I live by, and really developing those next level leaders that are going to continue on this mission. So that's what I'm about: authenticity, transparency, and always learning.
Mm-hmm. And I could seriously, I got one of the best front seats in that first row to watch how you were learning and watch how you were implementing. So I want you to rewind a little bit to where you were not that long ago, and talk about what was the trigger or the bee in your bonnet that said, hey, you know what? I really want to be able to get to this next level, or I really want to understand the hiring market, or, I don't know. What was the impetus that said, I want to explore coaching, and I also really want to explore group coaching?
Yeah, that's a great question. Now, I had been at my company for over 10 years, so I had not been actively recruiting or looking for a job. And what I'd realized that in that decade, the world had changed. And the way I looked for roles before was no longer the way people look for roles now. And I'm going to say that even in a year, in this last year, it's changed again. So I knew I had to do something different and didn't know what different was. And I was lucky enough, Lauren, to meet you and see your program and know that your finger, your blueprint is on the pulse of what is happening right now today and really how to have a competitive advantage. And so when I learned about that and learned about your group class, I was all in. And I was all in because one, your curriculum is so current. You bring in amazing speakers and you have amazing caliber of people in your program. And this is the same caliber. There are C-suite people, seasoned executives going through what you're going through, which is a job search, for many different angles. Why are they job searching? And they come from all different industries. And as we know, as leaders, we can learn so much from different industries. It's great to look outside your industry for other best practices. And that's what I saw. I saw a group class that was the best practice with other people who are as dedicated, that are putting in the time and learning, but also you're cross-pollinating. You're cross-pollinating ideas. You're getting to meet new people throughout the United States. You're hearing what's happening in their industry and you're learning from them. I remember in one of our group coaching, it's like people have all these great hidden talents. We talk about the hidden job market, but hidden talents. And they were an amazing negotiator. It was like, who knew? That's the person I called up when I was ready to negotiate my package. And so you have colleagues that become friends and you are all learning together. And it's really, you're jumping off of each other's platforms. And it's not only the program, but the program is exponential because of your colleagues, your classmates. It really is exponential.
So I want to talk about exponential because everybody wants everything so fast, right? Like, how fast can I do this? How fast can I do this? And we know that, let's be honest, the job market doesn't move like a bellhop, right? It doesn't just move because you've decided that you're back, right? I'm back,
Right.
and like the stampede of people are coming to drive referrals and recruiters are beating down your door. So, what was the first maybe piece of armor that you had to drop, and what happened when you did?
Yeah, it was really, how do I build my own platform and voice on LinkedIn? And it's, LinkedIn, I got to say, in some ways, I would sometimes be on it, wasn't really active on it, months, never even read a message. And it was really learning that is a platform where you can have a voice, and then understanding what is my voice, and then leaning in and seeing other voices. So again, when we're talking about exponential, there's not only exponential in being in Portfolio Rocket, it's exponential because of all the experts in the field that you are bringing into the class that are helping us understand their niche. And then your learning just becomes so much more. And I'll use LinkedIn as an example. I think, Lauren, when I started your program, I was maybe had less than 1,000 followers. And in 2 years now, I'm at 14,000 followers. And it's really amazing because you realize if you're able to be vulnerable, if you're able to be authentic, that people really relate to that. And it grows and grows and grows. And so, as you know, I just posted those iPhone rules that I wrote for my daughter 10 years ago before ChatGPT. And that got picked up by Angela Duckworth and it went viral. And now it's global. So now, again, like when we're talking about your program, this is the same thing I think of. right? Now I'm global and I have followers that are in education that I never had before because I'm a healthcare expert. And it's just like that being in a group class because it's exponential because there's people from every single industry. Like I'm learning about design. I'm learning about go to market strategies. I'm learning about advertising, marketing, all these other components. And you realize that you're learning and they're learning from you. And so that's what I mean by exponential.
I want to ask you this question because it comes up all the time. There's this understanding that, executives, C-suiters, whoever you are, right? Like LinkedIn's valuable. But then I also hear, well, so-and-so and so-and-so is a CEO and they're not posting or they're not, they didn't optimize their LinkedIn. Why do I need to? And so I would love for you to kind of speak to those folks out there, right, who are maybe resisting, but also are saying to themselves, you know what? I don't like talking about myself. I really don't want to like do I have to be on LinkedIn? And why? Why? What would you say to them? I mean, say it straight. Bring it.
Yeah. So I would say it can be really scary to put yourself out there. What am I going to say? Are people going to be interested in what I'm going to say? Like, how do I really do this? And you just got to put yourself out there in your own authentic voice. And it takes time to find your voice. And for me, I'm going to be really honest. I didn't truly understand the power of LinkedIn until I posted those iPhone rules. Again, not healthcare rules. They're iPhone rules that I gave to my daughter at 11. And to see that go viral, I mean, it got reposted over 100 times. It's been saved, I think, over 300 times now. And just what people were saying back to me. And from that, I've been asked to be on podcasts now. Other people are reaching out. Again, I live in the healthcare space. This was not about healthcare, but it's really about life lessons. And so, Lauren, I think that's the time I really learned what the power of this platform can be, because now I have greater exposure and I have different voices that are coming into my LinkedIn feed that I'm learning from also that I can comment on. And so you actually are able to build connections on LinkedIn with people you might never come across in your world. And it wasn't until that post that I really, really got it because I saw what happened. So I had heard, but I didn't really understand. But now I get it. I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I have a viewpoint. And so to be able to say, look, this is my viewpoint, this is my authentic viewpoint, and learn from that and learn from others that are reposting is really helping me. My aperture is opening.
I am blowing the lid off of our best kept secret, our 30-day blast program. Yeah, you heard it. 30 days. We have seen so much success for this program that past clients have landed in that 30 days and increased their compensation 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, over 100%. Now, not everybody lands and earns that much in 30 days, but my point is it prepares you. And in 30 days, if you're not out of there with a changed mindset and changed clear and simple ways to be able to navigate the market this year, then we'll gladly refund your misery and you can go back to applying now. Check out the link below for the next 30-day blast, and we would love to have you there because we live for your success, and that's what's really important. See you then. And so I'm going to put this also in some plain speak because I imagine that there's probably somebody listening and they're like, oh, good for you, Cece. Like, I'm glad your post went viral. I'm really glad that you went global. But why do I care? Why should I care? And, I think that one of the things you just talked about was the exposure. And the other thing that I'm going to also chime in and partner with on this is more than ever, and I wish I had like a highlighter that could like actually bring in a sound effect here. More than ever, your visibility, it's a non-negotiable. People will not remember what they can't see. Remember, you could have been out of circulation for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years. I don't know, but you're not going to be able to grab that traction just through parking a profile there without it going into full circulation. The
No,
way that I've described it, right, is like, would you rather be in the middle of the Sahara Desert or Times Square? If you're looking to drive more opportunities and you are seriously somebody who wants to also benefit from the value of referrals, they're going to need a go-to place, and it absolutely needs to shine. Now, I do want to say this isn't a LinkedIn message, because this is a much bigger message. That's one component. There's one component. And I think that what I would really love to explore with you is some of the things, because again, if you go back and think about where you were, you may have been saying what I'm about to say, which is like, I mean, seriously, how hard could it be? Just update your resume, start interviewing, and like, you got like, maybe like it's going to all work out. And maybe like 3 months, I'll have a couple offers. So set the stage for us in terms of, you said so much is different. What are your top 3 areas that you identify as, okay, this is the way it was, and this is how I'm embracing hiring today?
yeah, I would say number one is networking. Absolute number one. I hear from friends who are saying, like, I'm applying to these jobs that I've always gotten calls for, and now no one's reaching out to me. I'm like, do you need to network in? Absolutely. So you need to find someone you know, connect with people on the platform, find something that is like for me, it would be my graduate school, or who do they know that you know, and get a warm introduction. That really moves the dial. And that includes recruiters. So much before was, oh, it's recruiters. Recruiters are the way you get a job. That's not what I'm seeing anymore. It's not necessarily recruiters are the ones who help you get the job. It's like you're really out there. The other thing is the hidden job market. Like, Lauren, I didn't know, but then I started seeing it. It's true. It's like you're connecting with people, you are networking with people, and you are top of mind. And so many jobs do not get posted. And so you want to be top of mind. So when that right fit role is there and it's created for you, I have seen that now over and over and over again, that roles are created for people.
Mm.
And it doesn't hit LinkedIn or Indeed or any job search, or maybe when it does, the person has already been chosen for the role.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you called out those 2 things. And I also want to say, this is very important because you are a network cultivation machine. You are somebody who puts the elbow grease in, making introductions far and wide outside of your industry. P.S. I wanted an intro to somebody that was connected at Oprah. And Cece said to me, literally, give me 24 hours. And she put her finger on that person. So I was like, really, Cece? Yeah, really, Cece. Yeah, it happened. So you don't know who's behind what door. You just don't. And so how did you tap into your network? Because you mentioned graduate school, but that's not the only, I'm going to use this term, micro network that you have. How did you essentially build that power engine and then keep it going, right? What did you do? What is the one thing you would say that you do as a practice that differentiates you, or that other people can basically walk off of this, this podcast and go like, I can do that? What easy one thing are you doing?
I belong to, let's call them micro networks, right? Whether it's Committee 200, which is 600 women it's global that run P&Ls of a certain size, or it's Exceptional Women Alliance, which is, again, it's a women-oriented network but a lot of C-suite. So I belong to a lot of these little micro communities. And those micro communities, similar, Lauren, to Portfolio Rocket, aren't necessarily focused in healthcare. And so I stay very current. So when I think of who my communities are, I belong to those communities and I give to those, I nurture those communities and I nurture those networks. So it's responding to a WhatsApp, or if someone needs a connection, I'm more than happy to do that, especially when I'm referred to that person from someone I know and I respect. That's instant credibility for me with that person. So it's really about nurturing those networks.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, you like have the metaphorical watering can like next to you all the time. And that's because you understand the value of it, and it's not you're not gonna see it on a line item. It's much, much bigger than that. It's so big that it's infinite. And so in this time, and we know, beginning of the year, oh my goodness, everybody and their mother is back on the market. And so, nurture early and often, early and often. I wanted to also ask you back to this group piece, right?
Yeah.
Is aside from the opportunities, aside from the collaboration, what are some of the intangible things that being in a group cohort allows you to do in terms of your mindset, in terms of how you're structuring your weeks, how you are able to maintain different levels of confidence or get through harder times? How does that work?
It's beautiful because being at some point, and I say this to my daughters, like at some point you're going to be looking for a job also, whether it's your first job, your second job, your 10th job. At some point, this happens. And so being in a structured program has given me, I know these are pillars. In some ways, it's been a safety net for me because no matter how you're feeling that day, you're coming in, and I have always left with optimism. And I have seen that with my fellow classmates. They're leaving with optimism, or you're changing your mindset. And this is really about a mindset. It's about a growth mindset. It's about a shift. It's about being vulnerable with each other and learning. And so it has given me a safety net. It has given me guardrails. It has given me lessons that I never would have learned. So lessons like, how do you go in and ask really good questions in an interview? I've learned things I never knew. I'd never prepared like this before in my life. And it is a different season. It's a different game. And it's even different from last year. So having that group, having that guardrail, having 10 people, 15 people that all of a sudden you can have a coffee with or a virtual coffee with and say, hey, this is what I'm thinking, or this is what I'm learning. Each time I've met with someone from Portfolio Rocket, I have been introduced to someone else.
And so,
Each time.
yeah, because a lot of times when we're in our job search, right, we're still wearing a lot of the old identity pieces. I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a blah, 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 blah. But how does it feel to be in a room where nobody really, they respect you, but they don't care about your title? And people are just people. Is that fair?
It's fair. I mean, you're in the room where it happens, just like when you started this podcast. I mean, this is where it's happening, and people are real. And I've needed that. I needed that reality check, people being real, people offering to help, get on calls when you're like, okay, you need to do a pitch deck. I'll be one of the people to review your pitch deck with you. I'm not great in Canva. And people are like, oh, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'll help you. I'll give you 15 minutes of my time. So there is so much generosity that comes it's a manifestation of generosity and learning.
Okay, I'm going to play devil's advocate on myself right now. We have about
Okay.
2 more minutes left, and I want to ask this question because it's very important. Who should not be in a group program?
That's a good question. And I don't think group is for everyone. So if you are willing to learn from others, right? And if you are willing to say, hey, look, I know I don't know everything. I don't know most things because, the way I landed a job, I can't land it before. Those are the people who should be in group coaching. But if you're a person who wants to say, look, I'm just going to keep doing things the way I've been doing them before. It's worked in the past and I'm just going to keep doing it. I would say you shouldn't be in a group program, right? But I will say that for me, it's been the best thing.
I'm so glad you came. I'm gonna spill my beans and tell you who should not be in a group program. Somebody who expects everybody else to be fortifying and giving to them, but is just really absorbing and taking up a seat. I feel that the best group coaching programs that I've been in and the ones that I've seen and had the great honor of facilitating have been the ones where everybody is a strong link. And they're not all the same link, but they are all strong in their own areas. And as you said, there's a lot of cross-pollination. And so I want to thank you all for listening. And really, I put this episode together with the best of the best, one of our best group clients, because I wanted to dispel the myth and share where a room that is really where it's really going down, the good, the bad, the ugly, the celebration, the tears, the laughter, the raunchy jokes. I mean, it's all happening. And while we're doing that, we're learning and we're really, really moving the needle. I could tell you that in October, we had 5 people land in 1 month. In November, we had another 1. And the month is still not over yet because there are still things that are on the table. So I believe also in the exponential impact, and people land faster because they're also happier and they're supported and they also have an opportunity to really be able to get a lot of liftoff from the momentum of the group. So if you're thinking
That's a
about that,
great way.
yeah, if you're thinking about this, you can reach out to Cece. I'm going to voluntold her and she'll give
I
you
was going to volunteer myself. So yes, absolutely.
good. And any questions, of course. But thank you. Thank you all so much for listening today. I really, you know how I love you and I love on you. We are also coming into a new season. So please use the link below and provide us with any suggestions on topics if you might have them. And of course, if you are not subscribed, please do that because those subscribers that you are, you're the lifeblood of all of this. And I can't thank you enough. So between now and next time, thank you so much for everything. And thank you, Cece.
Thank you so much. All right. Have a great day.
Thank you for joining today. We appreciate your listening ears. Big time. We ask this: use these tools, not tomorrow, right now, and share them by spreading the love, leaving us a rating and subscribe so you don't miss the next career blast in a half. Most of all, thank you for you.